Well, now, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Benjamin Sesko to Arsenal talks on, and then we obviously have a story coming in through from Man City as Khusanov is on his way to England to obviously undergo his medical at Man City. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Second video of the day, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And let's obviously go to where you people want us to go. And this is the video powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. Even if you need used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom, I repeat, those used phones and used laptops come from the United Kingdom. You know, call them on +256 70 99 88 665. Those are the used phones. You know, that is Mono Gadgets, and they also have what we call affordable smartwatches that will obviously help you out. You know, call them on that number, or else follow them on on TikTok, and you'll thank me later. That is it. So thank you for watching through. This is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is concerned, and Rokani David is here. Now, looks like the injury of Gabriel Jesus was a blessing disguise for Arsenal. It that they obviously go ahead and obviously attack the January transfer window, because after his injury, that's when we saw it that Arsenal agreed personal terms with Zubimendi, and they wanted to bring in Zubimendi during the January transfer window, but Real Sociedad said no, we are not going in for him and we are not giving him out. You can come for him during the summer, but right now we are not letting him go. That's what Real Sociedad really had to say. But Fabrizio Romano has come up and obviously told us what is happening at Arsenal, that in the last 24 to 48 hours, Arsenal have made some very big calls regarding some very important players around Europe. Now, this is really what we call a game changer. And if at all you're an Arsenal fan, I think this should obviously give you what you could think is right or wrong for the club of Arsenal, because I came up and said here that if at all Arsenal doesn't obviously go in for players during the January transfer window after the injuries of Waneri and Jesus, then they would be 100% not having that hunger to obviously go in for the title. You understand? They wouldn't obviously be having the hunger, because when Saka was out, it was okay, provided Waneri was here and Gabriel Jesus was here. But if you don't have Gabriel Jesus and Waneri, and you add on Bukayo Saka, it's obviously, you know, common sense, you know, that's not rocket science for you to obviously go in the market and obviously bring in a versatile forward that will help you until these players really come in through. And I think the news of Gabriel Jesus went ahead to obviously shock them, and I think it's one of those stories that has gone ahead to obviously help them know that they should go in for a signing. And why that? It's why that because the side it's that because the side of Arsenal got to know that the player that had gone ahead obviously hit form, that is Gabriel Jesus, was obviously going to be out for a very long period of time. The kind of injury that was reported, he really went ahead obviously couldn't obviously see him back as soon as possible. That is for Gabriel Jesus, you understand? And I'm trying to look out for that story where they came up and obviously told us what the time is gonna be for this guy to be out. I'm talking about Gabriel Jesus. So guys, smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And this is official. It came in through from the website of Arsenal that following the extensive assessments, scans and specialist reviews, it has been confirmed that Gabriel Jesus has sustained an interior crescent ligament ACL. Jesus will undergo surgery in the coming days and will soon begin his recovery and rehabilitation program. Now, if you hear interior crescent ligament ACL injury, what comes to your mind? Minimum 6 months out, meaning that his season is over. And by the way, if at all he comes back early enough, I'll be really shocked. But with that coming into the news on the ears of Arsenal, they're like, guys, however much we never wanted to obviously get in players, and I think that was at the board level, but on Mikel Arteta's level, I know he needed players, and Arteta was right, all right. This is what I wanted because I need in reinforcements into this club, and let's obviously go hard and really get them on. So that is Benjamin Sesko for you. So that's where Benjamin Sesko's story comes in through, as the Fabrizio Romano story said earlier at the beginning of the video, that they've been really making huge that Arsenal has made very big calls in the past 24 to 48 hours, you know, and this is Sam C reports. You know, he works for the United Stand, told us that Arsenal are currently in talks with RB Leipzig regarding Benjamin Sesko. Arsenal want a loan with an option. Leipzig want either cash up front or an obligation inserted. Arsenal has spoken with Sesko on several occasions. We all know to it that Arsenal was speaking to Benjamin Sesko even last season, you know, but the player came up and obviously said, I'm really staying at RB Leipzig, you know, and RB Leipzig is like, next summer, if any team is to come in for him, 75 million quid. That's what is needed by the side of RB Leipzig. But because Arsenal are really looking at this as their priority target, they've gone for him and they're like, can we get him on loan and then pay the 75 million euros during the summer transfer window? RB Leipzig is like, all right, that is okay, provided you come up with what we call an obligation to buy, you know, into the contract. It won't be, we give you Benjamin Sesko, you understand, and after giving you Benjamin Sesko, you make a decision to go in for another striker, because they all know it that Arsenal wants Alexander Isak because of how he's consistent ever since last season, and they're like, we don't want to lose out a player who would have gone to help us during these remaining months of the season, and we give him to you, and you don't have an obligation to buy. The only way we can give you a player, he has to have an obligation to buy clause into the contract. And I think Arsenal are really thinking about that, because if you spent 51 million pounds onto because that will be in the summer, 51 and close to 65 million pounds, you know, because 75 million euros, those are euros, and now we take it to pounds, they're like around 65 there, 66, 67. So that means you already have to spend 120 million pounds on two players, you know. So I think it's pretty tricky for the club of Arsenal, but that means they are forward hunting. They're really looking in for forward to obviously come in through and obviously do the job of Gabriel Jesus. And though I think if he's to come along, then one more should come in through, because they need more and more and more. Maybe the manager was impressed with how Sterling went ahead to play. You know, if the manager is really well okay with how Sterling went ahead to play on the right for the game of Man United and for the game of Tottenham Hotspur, then you'll be like, let's get in a striker and see how things will obviously go on, because Arsenal are really improving on their creating chances, and Benjamin Sesko is a clinical finisher. he's an all-complete player. You know, in the air, he's deadly, and he will obviously increase onto their aerial threat, especially in the set pieces. And he's a physical player. He's ultra quick, especially he busts into space, and he's this kind of player who can lead the line alone. Like, he can get a solo run and really get Arsenal a goal. So Arsenal looks like they're obsessed with this player, because even in the summer they were going to go for him, but when he made a decision that he's going to be staying at RB Leipzig, they're like, let's obviously take our time. But looks like it's inevitable, and Arsenal might be needing a center forward. So that's all about Benjamin Sesko, but it will depend on how Arsenal continues to negotiate this deal. And Sam C Sport, we are waiting more from you and other sources. But Arsenal looks like they are striker hunting. Now, Arsenal, don't look at who you want, but the most important bit of it all is that Arsenal really looking in for a striker to come in through and really put in the required shift all together, because Kai Havertz looks like he can't get it done alone, and the scare is like, what if he obviously gets injured? You know, I'm talking about Kai Havertz, because when he gets injured, then they'll be having no striker at all throughout the season. So we are waiting to see how that is obviously going to be dealt with, but it's really very important for you to understand, you know, and pay attention to detail that Arsenal have been making big calls in the previous times, and that is all about a player who they need in particular is a center forward, I tell you. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. That's all about Benjamin Sesko, and let's get to Man City a little bit and see what City is really doing right into this summer transfer into this winter transfer window, and how they're really putting up their charge to see that all really goes on well as planned. Now, the long-awaited deal is obviously happening, and they're telling us that Man City's second signing, Khusanov, on his way to England with his agents. Medical test booked for both Khusanov and Victor Reis. Here we go, confirmed. So I told you that Victor Reis was on plane, and as I speak right now, he's already arrived into England, and he's in Manchester City. Now, even Khusanov, who's a Uzbekistan first player to play in the Premier League, is on plane. Deal agreed with RC Lanes, and he's obviously on plane, as you see him with his agents traveling to the side of City. And this is the second center back City has gone ahead to sign. So after that, we talk about Victor Reis. He's also in Man City. So in no time, I'll be letting you know this guy's going to arrive, and City will be conducting all what they have to conduct and see to it that these two players are really available. I don't know why City have gone in for two central defenders, but I think it will need an explanation. I don't know which type of explanation, but they're going in for two central defenders. And I told you in the first video I did today that maybe they're really sacrificing this season and they're really building for next season. They're like, let's get in these two central defenders. They fit into the club, and Omar Mamosh is one that they've gone ahead obviously sign immediately. And I tell you what, he's their player. He's their player, and he has come up, and here we go, has been sounded, and it's the next video. Arsenal have missed out on Mamosh, and Mamosh is going to be playing for the side of Man City. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. But your reactions onto Benjamin Sesko to Arsenal talks, on what do you make about it? Bye-bye. Khusanov medical booked.